Shalom, shalom, Arabanit Sarit. We will study today, like every Monday, the Haftara of the week. Attention, on va étudier aujourd'hui, comme tous les lundis, la Haftara de la semaine. So, we will be studying the special Haftara because we have special Shabbatot, special Haftarot to read. On va étudier la Haftara de Shabbat Parah. We study the Haftara of Shabbat Parah. So Abishai, can you help me about the special Shabbatot? So we have Shabbat Parah. What else we have? Zachor. Donc on a Shabbat Parah, Shabbat Zachor. Rabbi Cécile et Moula, vous pouvez l'aider aussi. After.
Shabbat Agadol.
Shabbat Agadol. OK. What else?
Shabbat Teshuvah.
Oui, Shabbat Teshuvah. Abishai, tu te fais bouffer là. Bon, encore.
Shabbat Mevachim.
Mevachim.
On a dit Zachor déjà. Shekalim.
Shekalim. Quoi d'autre? Shabbat Chagiga. Tu vas aller faire du crocs dehors. What else? Parah. Zachor. Agadol. Teshuvah. Mevachim. Shekalim. Is there another one? Il y en a encore un autre, Abishai, ou pas?
Il y en a plein d'autres. Mais...
Il y en a que 6, non, Rabbi?
Il y en a que 6.
Non, mais vu sur le site, il y a d'autres Shabbat.
Mais ça, c'est les plus importants. C'est ceux on a un texte spécial à lire. So, basically, we're going to see what is the Haftara of the Shabbat Parah. On va voir c'est quoi l'Haftara de Shabbat Parah. Pourquoi, when do we read Shabbat Parah? Quand on lit Shabbat Parah? Qui sait? Who knows when do we have to read Shabbat Parah?
Par rapport à la Parah Adouma, je crois pas.
D'accord. Je suis d'accord avec toi. It's connected to the Parah Adouma. But when do we read it? Quand devons-nous le lire? Any idea? Aucune idée? Abishai?
Avant Pessah.
Non, avant Pessah, c'est Shabbat Agadol.
Oui.
Mais pourquoi Shabbat Parah? C'est quel est le timeline? C'est quoi? What's the timeline of Shabbat Parah lecture? Le sujet, on l'a. Je parle du moment. À quel moment on le lit? When do we read it? Exactly. Rosh Chodesh Nissan. Yeah? Because what do we do? Parah is before Rosh Chodesh Nissan. Let's say on Rosh Chodesh Nissan. Zachor is before Purim. Agadol is before Pesach. But Teshuvah is when? Kippur. Mevachim. Before Rosh Chodesh. And Shekalim. before Zachor. מחצית השקל. Bon Zachor. 2 weeks, Tzadikim, you have to know this. 2 semaines qu'on voit déjà, on devait se connaître ça par cœur. Because it's the moment to study this. C'est le moment de l'étudier. Why this is the moment when we apply it. So if you want to understand about all this, you will not understand it in 6 months. It's the moment when we face all of them. C'est le moment où on les rencontre tous. Donc, sachez ça. Parce que c'est des questions qui vous seront demandées. It's a question will be asked to you. If you cannot answer to this, they will say, maybe he didn't live this situation. He just make his life. The purpose for the judge to give you a conversion is to be sure that you went through all the time of the Torah calendar. Pour que les gens vous donnent, pour que les juges, les Dayanim vous donnent la conversion, vous devez être sûr que vous avez passé tout le calendrier juif. So this is life. Ça, c'est la vie. You have to know the definitions.
Like they were eating me on a parasha Haggadah. The rabbi stood there and said, what is the Shabbat Haggadah? I reflected a bit, and it was at my first meeting.
Ask it every time. Tout le temps, il demande. Ça fait 2 semaines, tu dois savoir ça par cœur. Tic-tac. So basically, the Haftara connected to Shabbat Parah, it's in the book of Yechezkel. So let's take the book of Yechezkel. Donc la Haftara liée à Shabbat Parah, c'est dans le livre de Yechezkel. Donc on va aller voir ce qui se passe là-bas. Yechezkel, c'est frère Yechezkel. Chapter 36. Can you help me?
Yes, please.
Okay, second. Déjà de 1, je ne sais pas si on aura minyan. De 2, on a déjà fait à manger.
Demain soir, on peut faire chez mes voisins.
Les organisations, ça ne m'organise pas.
Moi, je fais que passer le message.
Ok. Donc, on y va. So, Yechezkel, chapter 36. We're going to read a little bit and we'll jump. So, let's read from Pasuk 16. Pasuk 16. La parole de l'Éternel me fut adressée en ces termes.
The word of Hashem came to me saying,
Fils de l'homme, alors que la maison d'Israël habitait dans son pays, ils l'ont souillé par leur conduite et leurs œuvres comme la souillure de la femme impure. Telle fut leur conduite devant moi.
Son of man, the house of Israel dwell on their land, and they have contaminated it with their way and with their act. Their way has become like a contamination of a mistress woman before me.
So basically, we're going to talk about the fact of removing impurity from us. But let's do a little bit more. J'ai donc répandu mon courroux sur eux à cause du sang qu'ils ont répandu sur la terre et des idoles infâmes dont ils ont souillé.
So I pour my wrath upon them because of the blood that they had shed in the land, and because they had defiled it with their idols.
Je les ai dispersés parmi les nations, disséminés dans les pays. Selon leur conduite et selon leurs œuvres, je les ai jugés.
I scattered them among the nations, and they were dispersed among the lands, according to their way, according to to their act. It I judged them.
Mais arrivés chez les nations où ils devaient venir, ils ont déconsidéré mon saint nom par ce fait qu'on disait d'eux. Ces gens sont le peuple de l'Éternel et c'est de son pays qu'ils sont sortis.
They came among the nations where they came, and they discredited my holy name. When it was said of them, these are the people of Hashem, but they departed his land.
Alors je me suis ému pour mon saint nom, qu'avait déconsidéré la maison d'Israël parmi les nations où ils étaient venus.
I took pity on my holy name, which the house of Israel had discredited among the nations where they came.
Aussi il dit à la maison d'Israël, ainsi parle Hachem. Ce n'est pas à cause de vous que j'ai agi, maison d'Israël, mais bien pour mon saint nom que vous avez déconsidéré parmi les nations où vous êtes venus.
Therefore says to the house of Israel, thus say to the Lord Hashem Elohim, it is not for your sake that I act, O house of Israel, but for my holy name that we have discredited among the nations where you came.
So he said, it's not because of us that he will bring Geoula. It's because of his holy names he will react. C'est pas à cause de nous. C'est pour son propre nom qu'il va agir. Let's jump. Go to Pasuk 32. Je répète. Ce n'est pas pour vous que j'ai agi, dit Hachem, sachez-le. Ayez honte et confusion de vos voix, maison d'Israël. Yes.
Not for your sake do I act. The word of the Lord Hashem Elohim, let this be known to you. Be embarrassed in the Hashem of your ways, O house of Israel.
Just read the 31 to understand why you say that. Alors vous vous souviendrez de vos voies perverses et de vos œuvres peu louables. Vous aurez le dégoût de vous-même à cause de vos péchés et de vos abominations.
31. Then you will remember your evil ways and your deeds that you were not good, and you will be disgusted with yourselves in your own sight, because of your iniquities and because of your abominations.
So let's see now what's happened. Regardons ce qui se passe. We're going to try to navigate in this text by asking two main questions and to know how we have to approach the Shabbat Parah, meaning what is that impurity? Why is it connected to the Parah Aduma? Donc on va étudier, voir un peu comment on doit se préparer à vivre Shabbat Parah. Shabbat Parah it means Shabbat. The Shabbat. We're going to read it in the Torah. On va le lire dans la Torah. Comment on se prépare? So let's start. You have one book if you want in the back. There's another book like this. It's Dvarim Bamidbar, page 798. Donc il sait, Ben Israël say, I want to understand, what does it mean, Ben Adam, Bet Israeli, Yashvim al Admat, Veitmu Ota. So what does it mean that the Ben Israel is set on the land of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and they made it impure? C'est-à-dire quoi? Qu'on a rendu impure la terre d'Israël. The Ben Israel start. Yoshvim al Admatam, they sit on their own, on their land. He say, Yoter, Yatur Lashon, Gam Kafal. הדברים באומרו בדרכיהם ועלילותם, וסגאה בחד גם תבעט לפניי נראה יותר. So say all this pasuk is strange. This pasuk is bizarre because the language is every time double. If I'm sitting I'm Ben Israel. For sure, I'm sitting on the land of Israel. Why you have to specify that I'm the son of Israel sitting on the land of Israel? And why you have to add all these word in their way? Basically, how did we say? We say like this, comme on a dit, c'est comme ça. Said this. Said what does it mean? This pasuk. Fils de l'homme, alors que la maison d'Israël habitait dans son pays, ils l'ont souillé. S'ils l'ont souillé, c'est forcément leur pays. Pourquoi tu précises que c'est cette terre-là? Alors conduite et leurs œuvres comme la souillure de la femme impure, telle fut leur conduite devant moi. So what does it mean? When you say that, son of man, when the house of Israel dwelled in their own land, they defiled it by their way and by their doings. Their way before me was as the uncleanness of the woman in impurity. So say all this language, I understand what you mean, but you can say it straight. Why do you need to repeat who I am, where I'm standing, and so on? So Ben Israel starts. C'est like this, il dit comme ça. ונראה לי לפרש בשתא דשמיא, על פי מה שאמרו אבותינו זיכרונם לברכה במדרש ילקוט שמעוני, כטומאת הנידה. So say why Hashem compare our behavior on the land of Israel like the impurity of women's period. Il dit pourquoi le comportement immoral des Bnei Israël va être comparé à l'impureté d'une femme nida. He said to understand this you have to go to the book called Yalkut Shimoni. Faut voir dans Yalkut Shimoni, il dit là, כתומה נידה, ולא כתומת המת, מת בבית ואין כהן גדול נכנס לשם, אבל נידה בבית, נכנס לשם ויושב עימה על התיבה, ובלבד שלא תהיה מתנדדת. So he said, it's very strange because the tumah of the impurity of nida is not like the impurity of death. Because if we take the position of the Kohen Gadol, when he's facing the impurity of death, he cannot even enter in the place where the dead man has been found. Because that impurity, he cannot connect to it. But the impurity of nida, he can stand in the place with the woman who is impure about the period. The only thing you have to be careful, not to be touched, and not to use anything which will be coming from her end. So it's strange. If you want to say that you want to punish me, talk about the strongest tumah. Like this, we understand that we cannot go close. C'est étrange. Si tu veux me dire que tu veux me punir, pas moi la tumah de la mort, pourquoi tu parles la tumah d'Anida? Pourquoi cette tumah-là où Dafka, le Kohen Gadol, il a une certaine liberté? Il sait, car Elohim Shelu'u Israël betumat met. אתה אומר, אין השכינה חוזרת עליהם לעולם, אבל בנידה, כשם שכהן אימאה בבית, ואינו חושש, כך השכינה שורה על ישראל, אף על פי שאין טמאים, ונאמר, ושוכן איתם בתור טומאתם, עד כאן. So said, Yakul Shimon explained like this. He said, the Kohen Gadol role will be like the role of the Shekhinah. Il dit en fait pourquoi on compare ça, Yalkut Shimon dit parce que le rôle du Kohen Gadol il va être comme celui de la Shekhinah. Meaning, if we consider that the Tuma is Nida, Shekhinah can stand with us. There's no problem. She is not discussed by us by the fact that we being impure, she has to run away. She could stay. C'est pourquoi c'est comparé à la Tuma de Nida parce que quand on regarde la Tuma de la mort, le Kohen qui peut être symbolisé dans notre génération par la Shrina, il peut rester. Donc si on veut que la Shrina est avec nous en galoute, il faut que ce soit une impureté qui ne la repousse pas. C'est pour ça que le langage que Hashem choisit ici, c'est la Touma de la Nida. That's why the language here chosen have to be the Touma of Nida. Après il dit, ושוכן איתם בתוך הטומאה, עד כאן. והנה ידוע, תמי ירושלמי, כי שאלו לחוכמה, חוטאי מה עונשו? אמר, הנפש החוטא היא תמות. שאלו לנבואה, ואמרו, חטאים תדרוף רעה, ושאלו לקדוש ברוך הוא אמר יעשו תשובה ויכפר. נמצא, לפי דברי החוכמה והנבואה, דומה טומאת וחוטאי לטומאת שאין לו פרידה מן המת לעולם, ואין המת עצמו נתאר בטומאת, אבל לפי דברי הקדוש ברוך הוא, דומה טומאת החוטאי לטומאת נידה, שיש לו טהרה על ידי טבילה. So it's basically, we have in Yerushalmi one question. Said, they ask to the sage, the wise men, they ask to the prophet, and they ask to HaKadosh Baruch Hu one question. If a soul makes a sin, what is the punishment? Donc il dit, il est dans le Talmud Yerushalmi, il y a une question qui est posée aux sages, aux prophètes et à HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Si une âme, elle faute, c'est quoi la punition? The sage, they said that soul have to die. Les sages, ils disent quoi? Cette âme doit mourir. They ask the prophet. The prophet say, no, this soul, this punishment is like she will continue to run after the bad things. Le prophète dit, non, cette neshama, sa punition sera que quoi? Elle va constamment être attirée par faire des mauvaises choses. And they ask to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, no, just teshuva. So he said, what? Teshuva is the punishment for the people who make sins. C'est quoi donc la teshuva? C'est la punition pour les gens qui font la faute. Et c'est yes and no. Yes, because I want to say that the punishment will be at the level of tumat nida. This is the punishment. Your tuma will be like nida, not like death. It said the sage and the prophet, their way to punish, it's bringing death to the soul. But Hashem, it brings a different kind of tuma, meaning nida. Like this, you just need to go to the mikveh and to come back to the dusha. Donc il dit quoi en fait? La différence, elle est là. Les prophètes et les sages, ils sont très extrêmes. Ils disent, il faut que tu vas mourir, l'âme doit mourir, ou que tu dois passer par une attraction illimitée vers la faute. Alors Kadosh Baruch Hu dit non, moi je ne veux pas mettre une mort définitive sur cette âme-là, je veux lui donner une porte. Sur cette porte, c'est la Touma de la Nida. La Touma de la Nida, ça donne place à la Teshuvah. So meaning, the first pasuk of the Shabbat Parah, la première pasuk de Shabbat Parah, is to tell us that the Parah Aduma can only be done if the Teshuvah is a concept you understand and you keep in your mind every single time. And if you understand what is the secret of Tumat Nida. This is the purpose of Shabbat Parah. C'est quoi le but de Shabbat Parah? C'est de faire comprendre que la notion de la Parah Aduma, de la vache rousse, ne s'applique que quand tu as la notion de Teshuvah et de compréhension de la Teshuvah qui tiennent. Why? Pourquoi? Because Nissan is the first month of the year. Parce que Nissan, c'est le premier mois de l'année. We are logically programmed to do Teshuvah all the month of Elul because for us, Tishri is the first month of the year. On est programmé à faire directement Teshuvah à Elul. Pourquoi? Parce qu'on a grandi, compris que l'idée, c'est Tishri, c'est le premier mois de l'année. But the truth is, Hashem himself said, no, in the Torah, the first month is Nisan. So what a Jew have to do before the beginning of a new year? Clean your account. Clean your account. Remove everything. Bring yourself to be in the tshuva, in the mindset of Teshuvah. Be conscious that for Hashem, this is the beginning of the year. This is the Elul of this who hold that the year starts in Nisan. Donc il dit, il faut comprendre quoi? Que les périodes qui vont précéder le mois de Nissan, c'est ça le Elul. Et ce Elul-là, c'est là où il faut faire Teshuvah. Il faut s'arrêter, il faut recommencer, il faut faire un compte et savoir où on est. Il faut faire un cheshbon nefesh. Like we say, you have to do a cheshbon nefesh. What gives you the right to do that cheshbon nefesh and to say, I can reset everything? It's just because all your sins, all the bad things you have done, they are just about in the purity of a woman with the period. It can be removed. Tout cet aspect-là qui vous permet de commencer à vous questionner et à vous demander, l'année va commencer, je dois faire teshuva, je dois recommencer à fonctionner différemment, c'est juste parce que peu importe les fautes que vous faites, ceci n'est comparable que à une touma des périodes. Ça part. Because in the month, when it's happened to a woman, she faces it, and after she's permitted, she's holy. Quand ça se passe pour une femme, il y a une période dans le mois où elle n'est pas permise, mais après, elle retrouve toute sa kedusha. This is the mindset you should have when you are in that situation of making your analyze about your year, about the last month. This is the week of Teshuvah. C'est la semaine de la Teshuvah. Before Rosh Chodesh Nissan. Avant Rosh Chodesh Nissan. Mizou Shama, Ben Adam, Bet Israël Yoshev al Admat, ויטמעו אותה בדרכיהם בעלילותם, פירוש שבעבור בה כמה עבירות שהם בין אדם למקום ובין אדם לחברו, ולכן נתית תרתעי דרכם עלילותם, כלומר בשני מיני עוונות טימאו אותה, אלא ודאי תתפלא את עבירותיך, דבר זה שהם טמאו את אדמתם כל כך ועודם יושבים על אדמתם, ישיבה הנתונה להם, שהוא בית מקדש בנוי ומקריבים בו קורבן, ואז השכינה שורה, על כן ודאי אתה תתפלא על זאת, איך שורה, איך שרתה הקדוש ברוך הוא הקדושה עמהם ביחד, שהוא בית מקדש בנוי ושכינה שרויה בו, ולזה אמר אתה כי כטומאת הנידאה הייתה דרכם לפניי, דייקה כי אני אמרתי יש להם טהרה ותקנאה בתשובה, נמצא שדומה טומאתם לטומאת הנידה ולא לטומאת מת, כמו שאמרו החכמים, החוכמה והנבואה, וכיוון שדומה לטומאת הנידה, אל תטמא איך הקדושה שורה עמהם במקום טומאתם, כי כהן גדול יושב עמה, על הצטוואה ואין איסור בדבר זה. So it's basically, what is the mindset of Rosh Chodesh Nissan? What is the mindset of Chodesh Nissan being the first month of the year? C'est quoi la logique de Nissan, où en fait c'est le premier mois de l'année? It's like this. It's the Teshuvah is standing and should be done on the fact that even if I've sinned, even if I went down, even if I went far, all these bad things have been done, they are not compared to death, but they are compared to nida impurity. Like this, you can make sins, as a shalom aleichem, but you will never be disconnected from the holiness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Shekhinah. Why? Because all your sins are just compared to the impurity of a woman, and not like the sage and the prophet said to the impurity of death. This is the mindset you have to build when you face Shabbat Parah now. Because if you don't build it like that, it will be hard for you to build the Teshuvah properly. Why? Il dit quoi? Il dit attention. Il dit, c'est quoi la logique qui doit être inhérente à la préparation pour chaque personne de commencer un nouveau mois, une nouvelle année avec Nissan? C'est une préparation qui doit se faire par une logique de comprendre que la Teshuvah, elle se fait parce que peu importe où j'ai été, peu importe comment je suis tombé, peu importe jusqu'où je suis tombé, je peux considérer qu'à tout moment, la Shekinah ne m'a jamais lâché. Pourquoi? Parce que la Touma que j'ai amenée sur moi et que j'ai amenée sur la terre d'Israël, c'est une Touma qui est liée à la Touma de Nida, pas la Touma de la mort. Pas la Touma de la mort. Why? Pourquoi? Parce que si je ne pense pas comme ça, je me bloque. So my question, ma question, what the difference between the Teshuvah before Nissan and the Teshuvah before Tishri? La question, c'est quoi la différence entre la Teshuvah avant Nissan et la Teshuvah avant Tishri? Prends les infos, il y a beaucoup d'informations.
Si pendant avant Michel, en fait, je ne peux pas en lien avec Touma, peut-être que le petit chéri, c'est par rapport à Touma.
Bien fait. Comment je sais? How do I know that Tishri, the Teshuvah is according to Tumatmet? Comment je sais que c'est lié à Tumatmet?
On devrait voir que la Shrina n'est pas avec nous.
Donc, comment je le vois dans le texte? How do I see it in the text? It's simple. When you start your year in Nissan. Do you have something special in the prayers? Ok, tu enlèves, you remove. You had something special, tu rajoutes quelque chose de spécial dans ta Amida?
Avant Nissan.
Oui.
Avant Nissan.
Pendant Nissan. Nothing. You don't have. But when you start, the first Rosh Chodesh, Rosh Hashanah, Zochenu Lechayim, Melech Hafetz B'Chayim. You're talking about dead body. We saw it in Shah Kavanot. That we're talking about bringing back body to life. So we are dealing with death. C'est-à-dire qu'en fait, que quand on est à Tishri, on est réellement avec la Tumat Met. Because what the sage and the prophet have said is not wrong. It's just not at that moment. On Nissan, Hashem said no. That's Tuma, the sin they have made, it's only connected to Tumat Nida. C'est lié qu'à Tumat Nida.
How do we see that? Because we don't add any.
Zochenu Lechayim.
No, I'm talking about for Nissan.
I'll just give you the answer.
So,
You had nothing.
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 Okay, answer.
So now see all the addition you have in Magen Avraham, in Modim, in Retzeh. It's all about bringing back soul to life. Even give me the Chumash, the Sidur Toda. Look what we had. Regardez ce qu'on rajoute. What we had. So you had. Qu'est-ce qu'on rajoute? Ça, il y a mes petits cheveux. So in Magen Avraham, the Magen Avraham you had. Zochenu l'chaim menech havetz b'chaim kodvem l'sefer chaim. L'mana elim chaim. Bring us back to life. He will love life, want to give life. And après tu rajoutes, tu dis ramène-nous dans la vie. After you had. Michamocha av arachaman. Zocher yitzora. What is yitzora? Yitzira. Creation. Remember your creators. Tu te rappelles de ta créature. Birachamim lechaim. To bring them back to life, pour la vie. After you said, après tu rajoutes. Ael Akadosh, okay, Amelech Akadosh. And after we go to yeah. C'est une module, c'est Uchtov le Hayim Tovim Kol Bene Beritecha. Right, for the good life. So we are all about death. So about life. So about death. Donc, on parle tout de la vie. C'est-à-dire qu'on est en lien avec la mort. Now look at in Shalom. ובספר חיים, ברכה ושלום, ופרנסה טובה, וישועה ונחמה, וגזירות טובות, ניזכר, ניכתב, so it's all about physicality, death. So we always underestimate the days before Nissan. On sous-estime toujours les jours avant Nissan. But you have the power to remove a lot of things by doing a simple work. Just focus on the fact that no matter what you have done, it's not death. It's impurity of Nida. And the Kohen is standing by you. You just need to do Teshuvah. But now let's see what is behind. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a derrière? We're going to jump. On va sauter. See what he said. Regardez ce qu'il dit. I'll give you the secret. I want to build it slowly because it's too deep. Let's see the next pasuk when he said, I will save you from your exile, not because of you or because I love you, just because I have pity for my name. Il dit, je vais vous sauver de votre exil, pas parce que j'ai pitié de vous, mais parce que j'ai pitié pour mon nom. So he's asking, he said, so what is this action that you do, but not for us? You do something for us, but not for us. So what does it mean? C'est-à-dire quoi? Tu fais quelque chose pour nous et pas pour nous? Fais gaffe l'akshot. Tevaat midarkechem. Yatir. Kidai lo ma'a bushu ve ikalmu. ובוודאי דקאי על הדרכים ולא על הדרכים של אחרים. ונראה לפרש בהקדים מוסר בדבר של משל. So he said, to understand this way to proceed, we have to give a mashal. Et pour comprendre cette logique-là d'action, on a donné un mashal. I will jump, I will not read all the mashal, because I want to bring you in a specific place. Go to the next picture. Page 803. See here. Vaï. Il dit comme ça, vaï. Il dit vaï, bevoam le beta knesset, matsu et achacham doresh beota sha'a pasuk echad shel kohelet. Donc, by arriving in the beta knesset, they saw a sage trying to explain one pasuk from Kohelet. Vous avez vu un sage qui s'est expliqué un pasuk de Kohelet. Ve'u besiman yud aleph. It's in the chapter 11, chapitre 11. It's written like this. Samea bachor beyalutecha. Be happy in your youth. Sois heureux, jeune homme, dans ta jeunesse. Be happy, young man, in your youth. Vetivecha levar bim'e bechotecha ve'le'er bedarke libecha u'bemar'e enecha. Veda ki al kol elee yavirecha Elohim b'mishpat. So let's see it. Which pasuk is it? Let's find the pasuk and read this pasuk. Kohelet. Ecclesiastes. And you will understand what is not said behind all this explanation about Shabbat Parah. Let me find it.
What chapter?
I'm checking. I think it's 11, but I want to find it. 11, Pasuk 9. Share with you. Ok. Ça veut dire in French. Réjouis-toi, jeune homme, dans ton jeune âge. Que ton cœur soit en fête au temps de ton adolescence. Suis librement les tendances de ton esprit et ceux qui charment tes yeux. Sache seulement que Hachem t'appellera en jugement pour tout cela.
Rejoice, young man, in your childhood. Let your heart cheer you in the days of your youth. Follow the path of your heart and the sight of your eyes. But to be aware that of all these things, God will call you to account.
Chasse les soucis de ton cœur, éloigne les souffrances de ton corps, car adolescence et jeunesse sont choses éphémères. N'est-ce pas, Souk?
Rather, banish anger from your heart and then remove evil from your flesh. For childhood and the youth are futile.
Okay. So now let's see the secret behind this pasuk and the story of Shabbat. Look. C'est like this. Il dit comme ça, Benishra. Go back in the text. C'est Veaya Chacham Mikaché, les pasuk aniskas. So the Chacham, it was hard for him to explain this pasuk. C'était dur pour lui d'expliquer ce pasuk. Ala lashon asher u kofel kaful u mechupal. Ki kol ele advarim shel elotecha vebachotecha vedarke libecha vemare necha hem inyan echad velama asatam koelet shlosha halukot. So basically, it's talking about the same topic: the pleasure of your eyes, what your heart brings you to do, your youth. It's the same topic. So why Shlomo HaMelech? I want to understand why Shlomo HaMelech made 3 categories. Why Shlomo HaMelech a fait 3 catégories. Behind this situation, you'll understand exactly what will bring you away from the desire of Teshuvah before Nissan. Donc, derrière ces 3 explications, 3 questions, on va trouver en fait ce qui te met loin du désir de Teshuvah avant Nissan. What brings people far away from this understanding that, it's not Elul, but I have to be in Teshuvah mode. Look, Ve'amar, and he said, Ki onega adam ba'olam azeh u'shlosha chalukot. It's simple. Because the pleasure of the man is his word is in 3 categories. Il dit le plaisir de l'homme dans ce monde, c'est en 3 catégories. Arishon, the first, le premier, ou oneg a malbushim naim. So the first pleasure is to like and to enjoy good clothing. C'est les beaux habits. First oneg, les beaux habits. Asheni, the second one, le deuxième, oneg achila v'shtiya, is the pleasure of drinking and eating. Ve'ashlishi, and the shlishi, oneg tiul, the pleasure of the tayel, promenade, se promener, aller visiter la terre, visiter the land, go here, go there. Yeah. And it's a minak, tiul. It's kill people. Why? Because these 3 things, which is exactly what will block you from the tshuva process before Nissan. Ces 3 choses-là, c'est ce qui va vous bloquer de la processus de tshuva avant Nissan. Why? What is Nissan? Spring. And Nissan. Le printemps. What do you start to do? Let me change my my clothes. I have to dress
So
nice
winter,
now.
autumn, summer.
Winter is finished. Okay, let me enjoy, buy new things. Or now it's summer. What you start to take more drink, you eat, you enjoy more, you eat long time. You say, no, it's good. Let's do some a la H. Okay, you go, you do a la H. You go cocktail, bar, try, and after tea, we travel. Said, I'm connecting it to Nissan because we are on Shabbat Parah. But it's three things that Shlomo said, this is the free pleasure of men. Mais ces trois choses-là, on les relie à Nissan parce qu'on veut préparer la tchouva de Nissan, qui est la tomate de Nida, pas la tomate met. Mais Shlomo a dit, c'est ça les trois choses qui éloignent les gens. So the Mikobalim, they said, you have choice in your life. You want to live from Nissan to Nissan, or you want to live from Tishri to Tishri. If these three things are rooted in your soul, your life is from Tishri to Tishri. Why? Because we know that the Teshuvah before Nissan wasn't done at all properly. So we need to wake you up at 5 in the morning at Elul to be sure that you really thought about the Teshuvah. But here we want to see if you are responsible. Why the Teshuvah? There's no slichot, there's no shofar, no one's saying, yeah, it's Teshuvah time. It's you and yourself. Okay.
If you're from Nisan to Nisan, that you do not need to do tshuva on Elul or Tishrei, or that you still have to. However, you're going to be in the Bechina of that.
You still have to because you may have done some mistakes from Nisan to Tishri. So you will do Teshuvah because the time is for that. But you are not rooted in that cycle of, okay, I have Rosh Hashanah. If I'm not, okay, let's try Kippur. Oh, let's try Hoshana Rabbah. You are not there.
So you're not going to be judged. Meaning, the way I'm going to judge you is going to be, I want to say, nicer, but it's going to be different.
You can go deeper. You are not judged.
Okay, so then
Why? Because what said the Gemara? Who is judged at Nisan?
the Hayim,
No, at Nisan.
Nisan,
No, this is
Shvat.
no, this is to be Shvat. The kings.
Kings.
So if you have the 7 kings fixed in your pocket, and you are enough responsible by yourself to know that it's the time now to do teshuvah, Nisan is coming close. You're a king. People always say, oh, the kings, it's when you have a crown, you are a leader of the world. No, Rabbi Shimon said, every single Jew is a son of a king.
You would say that the kings can also mean one who is king over himself.
Exactly. Exactly.
And how does he become that? By doing tshuva during this
Before Nisan.
before
Nisan, and entering Nisan with the good mindset to be perfect in the 15 days between Pesach to Shabbat.
And then
Sfirat HaOmer.
And then when he comes to Elul, he does it, but he's fine.
He does it, but it's fine. That's why you see, you can go in the Minarot on Elul, it's someone is reading in the back, because Chachamim said you have to do it. So you do. It's not for you. So someone is reading, people barely answer, put that tefillin, make that kavanot. Finish, okay, tefillah.
Wow. And no, because we learned yesterday about that, why you might think eating is nothing. We learned yesterday how eating is important because the eating is good with the midot. With the
We say even our eating can block your teshuvah.
Yeah, and we said that the vushim, because we learned about the tzilim. That's why it's if you if most people when they go into summer, they wear less clothing.
Yeah.
And then like traveling, like we said yesterday about the tefillah, like how you're respecting the king by moving from here to here to here. It means you're not respecting.
Yeah. It's all about this. He said this is the three things that kill the man, meaning kill him not to be able to put himself in the teshuvah to matmida. Always teshuvah to matmet. Bring me to life, bring me back to life. Yes, but this is from Tishri to Tishri. The Tishri. Sois un homme. Be a son of king, become a king. You know that you here from the days before the sun is the teshuvah time. This week, because Rosh Chodesh it's on Friday. This week, teshuvah time. If you're not concerned, it's like, okay, you're in Tishri mode. So cette semaine, c'est la semaine de la teshuvah. Il faut le sentir. So look what he said. And they say, what's up? What is the Rashi Tevot of Malbush, Achila Tiyul, Tame? Il dit, c'est quoi les premières lettres de Malbush, Achila and Tiyul, Tame? Chez Rashi Tevot, Tiyul, Malbush, Achila. Because when you go to the Tiyul, you change a little bit, make it nicer because you're going to walk, so you don't want to be hot. Okay. Ça commence quoi? Il dit, c'est ça, ça fait tamé. Il dit, Viachila, Kishalosh El-U, me yutam, Yafe, Veribouira. C'est because with these three things, you will multiply Ra. That is Ra. Using seeds. Tu vas multiplier le Ra. C'est quoi le Ra? Tu vas faire du Zera. Why? Because what is with the Levushim, you have to please to yourself. You say it like this, but to please to yourself, tu vas te plaire. So if you want to be honest, tu veux plaire aux autres. That's why when you put it, you say, and after Achila, you know that good Achila, there's no fun to eat alone in the corner. C'est qu'un une bonne nourriture, il n'y a pas de plaisir à manger tout seul dans un coin. You will bring friends. But everybody knows already summer, it's good to have some feminine here, just for the vibes, you know.
Is it in our generation, is it more talking about eating out? Many people during the summer, during the winter, it's too cold to go out. Many people eat at home, but during the summer, because the weather's nice, most people like
out, even people share. This one is this a la Esh, okay, give me. And, you know what's happened after? And their wife in over beds. So I say, and Tiul, when you go le Tayel, the purpose is just to look at beauty. I want to see the beauty of the land. But who said that to the brothers? Yosef. What is like? You love Tiul. You guys love Tiul because you came to see the beauty of the land. It's not Sanoa in a way. C'est pas Sanoa. Parce que tu pars, tu dis non, je veux voir ce qui est beau. What is not beautiful, it's not deserve your attention. Ce qui est pas beau, ça ne devient pas votre attention. L'arbre qui est pourri là-bas, la rue qui est cassée, ça c'est pas. Qu'est-ce que tu cherches? C'est beau aussi, look. And see the beauty behind.
Ça, j'ai pris une chemise très moche. J'ai réglé le problème, parce que j'aimais bien aller voir. Mais j'ai réglé le problème maintenant. Je dis, si on part, c'est pour revenir. Par exemple, les gens me disent, ok, on va avoir pas passer. Ça fait que c'est les athlètes.
At your level, on the way to Baba Saleh, you have to be like this.
Yeah. Si on internalise, elle change de place. Des fois, tu vois des choses.
when are you going to Baba Saleh?
I don't know. I just think that for me, it's how I answer this issue. Because I used to like going to see Israel. So I say to myself, no, now if I go for Israel.
So now what is ce qu'il dit maintenant? C'est Ve'elu Ashleisha, the specific things, ces trois choses-là. Il y a un mezou pasuk, c'est Ve'a written in the pasuk of Kohelet, c'est le pasuk of Kohelet. When he said, Samea Bachur Beyalutecha. young men, be happy in your youth. Meaning there are things of people who are not mature. C'est tous les gens qui ne sont pas matures. Voilà, je vais me balader, je vois, je veux changer d'air. Ok, ça veut dire que t'es.
Il y a plein de gens là.
Mais c'est ça dépend du niveau du peuple. C'est une chose de develop people.
C'est aussi des étrangers.
Il y a beaucoup, non, là, beaucoup d'Israéliens. Les Israéliens ne sont pas beaucoup revenus encore.
Il y a beaucoup d'Américains, Américains, même Espagnols, tout ça.
Non, ouais, ils font leur travail. Mais nous, on est censé représenter un certain niveau. So I said, this is, I don't want to be odd, but say this is childish. This thing, I want to be well dressed. I want to eat, to enjoy, wear the women's. I want to go change my mind. I'm off. I want just to travel. They say you're young. They're young. It's, you know what? Enjoy, do. But don't forget, it will be asked. You will be judged for that. That's why you don't say to people, don't go. How many times you ask me, I want to do this, go, do. But no, it's young, go. What you say to him, go.
L'asphalte, c'était pour aller.
Ouais.
No, but you see it, all society is based on that. All society,
It's okay.
trillion, clothing,
Eating.
but what's
At 9 you have shawarma. People eat shawarma at 9.
okay? So,
What's happened to you?
but if you look at it objectively, I'm not saying not. If you look at it like what comes out of it,
It's simple. It's telling you.
yeah, exactly. But I'm saying,
the purpose is to let the people at the level of youth,
yeah,
bachurim.
Yeah.
Le but c'est de garder les gens à un niveau de jeunesse. Et c'est Erea be'oneg amalbush anay. So say, now let's see where it's written in the pasuk of Shmuel Melech. You see, when he's talking about young, be happy in your youth. You say, you know what? This is connected to the clothing. Ça, c'est lié aux habits. Ira be'oneg amalbushim anaim. Be'karam yaldut. Why is called this yaldut? Meaning youth. Why the youth is connected to the clothing?
because I love clothes.
Pourquoi les habits, c'est relié à la dimension de yaldut? Kize ou ta'ava ta yaldut. Because like you said, Abiyari, it says the passion of the young. I want the new Jordan. I want the new Levi's. I want the new. I want it. And if you get it, even don't wash it. It's dirty. Put it again. Like gloves. Gloves. Clothing.
Qu'est-ce que ça montre alors sur la société congolaise qu'on aime ni l'habit? Parce que c'est même plus un plaisir, c'est devenu
Une obsession.
Ouais,
C'est-à-dire qu'on est dans une société qui n'est pas encore mature.
Voilà, c'est un peu.
Et là, on est enfant, ça se voit, tu vois. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait un enfant? Il s'habille, il danse et il mange. C'est ce qu'on fait. Quand même on se critique, on dit quoi? On fait que ça, on sait que danser, manger et kiffer. C'est-à-dire que la société n'est pas mature.
What was the question?
It's for eat. It's for eat.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's related, but like, how do you, for the youth today, like for example in Purim, many religious people I know come from Haredi families. During the Purim, they went and had a party with boys and girls. How do you like teach kids at the young age the Torah mitzvot?
I don't know how you teach kids. But I know you have to teach your own kids.
How do you
I
teach?
think at this level, if we had the major plan for all the people, we may have seen it applied already.
Yeah.
It's telling you that it should be passed by education. It's you and your kids. Pass it to your kids. So bring the father to study. That's it.
And
There's no global solution.
And how do you, with your own kids, for example, when they see people in the
Study with them. Don't let your kids be influenced by what they say, but be influenced by what you say. That's it.
But okay, thing is that they might find that your words might be like boring.
So what the problem?
Okay, and they don't care about like.
I very really care. Not the problem.
Not when they're 13, 14, 15.
This cares. Because if you're 14, 15 and you don't understand my words, it means that you're still a child. So I treat you like a child. If you are 13 and you understand Torah, your bar mitzvah, what I will say, you will understand. If you don't understand, let me talk to you like a child.
Smacks.
When we are making mistake with our parents because we were childish in our behavior, it was automatic. Papa, you understand? Okay, now I'm an adult. I have to be careful about the way I talk. Like, oh, mom, this is a child. When a child at 4 years say, oh, mom, it says now as a child, they don't know what's the danger. But when someone is 15, say, oh, mom, you're a child.
No, that's me, dot. That's 100%.
Everything is me, dot. But I give answer to your question. It's like this. You have to know who is in front of you. Is it an adult or a child? How do you see it? See the behavior. It can even be 20.
Yeah.
At 20, some people are shy.
100%.
So if you are in front of a child, you behave with him like a child. For sure, will not beat an adult of 20 years. But you say, you know what, go there, sit there, I cannot talk to you. And even if there's some part, it was extreme. I was telling you, now you are 18, you think that you can do what you want in my house, you go out, you enter when it's already midnight, you sleep outside. It's like this. There's no place for negotiation when you're a child. A child is here to receive orientations.
Yeah, they meant.
So if you are 18, suddenly you say, now I'm major, I do what I want, the laws protect me. You leave your parents' house, you go to nightclub, you go back, it's free. The first time I did it to my father, I said, look, this is the first and the last time. The next time you will find your suitcase outside. Like me to talk to a child.
Because like I was on Shabbat, this girl is 12 years old. She's talking to me about, because she sees her brothers and sisters, and this is like Haredi family, right? Haredi, so to speak. The girl, it's you might do the Shabbat, you do everything, but everything is like a fight outside. It's not real inside. You understand what I'm trying to say? They do it because they have to, but they don't do it because
because they are too weak. Because many family, when the child will say, okay, I leave the house. What would say the parents?
No.
Thank you. My father, if I may say, okay, I leave, he say, okay, bye.
Never even try.
He will never even not try to call you. If he had the secret to know what his spade will do, a spade in front of you, you die. Move. It doesn't care at all. They have no pity. You want to pay the man? Oh man, bye. Go. That way, it's my kid. You cannot. It's the father's. You want to go.
And how do you teach them the oneg also? I agree, but how do you show them the oneg in the Torah mitzvahs? How do you show them the oneg's limud?
This is the problem. How do you teach someone oneg when he's not barely responsible about himself? This is the question of our society. They are 12, they are 10, they study sexuality at school.
I know.
It is oneg. What do you teach oneg?
Yeah.
We grew up, oneg, you deserve it. When you arrive, you see that chicken. If I tell you, I deserve that because I work for that.
Oh, she's saying.
So you will eat what you will have.
You have to earn it. You have to earn it. Nothing
will
for
not.
free.
You can even not have the same size of meat as your father.
Yeah.
Because your father is another level.
Yeah.
It's known. The mom, when she serves the father more. Like, because what is on the plate, he worked for it. But now it's opposite.
Yeah,
the kids are barely built, even in the Torah, but they receive PlayStation, iPhone, Levi's, all the things without merit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have to install a money relationship with your kids. No. That things have to be, you have to deserve them.
Yeah, because if they learn like that, it means that when they go in situations, they're not weak. They actually.
Yes. If you connect to them the fact that oneg come with responsibilities and personal investment, you save them. If you give them oneg without any reason, That's why me, every week I take some tools, I put it in the trash. Why? Because when you see a kid not able to take one tool and to put it back on its place, means that it doesn't care. Why? Because there's too much.
So you throw the toys out to teach them.
I have no time. It's Shabbat. I'm cleaning the house. Every single tool's on the floor is below.
So they
You
take
know what
care
my
of it.
father used to do? He used to take my
Don't mean
toys.
give to the others. But I don't talk about this.
Yeah, but
I'm
I'm
talking
saying
about
cause and effect.
if really you
If you
care
don't respect
about
it,
this, you
if
will
you-
not let
yeah,
it on
exactly.
the
If
floor.
you don't
So if
respect
it's
it-
on the floor, I take it
Yeah.
and go to the trash. And they start to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
And after you have to teach the women, teach your wives, not to be too abundant. Stop. Do with measurement.
Yeah.
I grew up with one tool, one toy.
Yeah.
And that toy, I finished it. 10 years, I finished it.
And how do you make your children in school?
It was one puzzle.
No.
One puzzle. I did it 1,000 times.
No.
At the end, I go, hey, but it's my tool.
And how do you make your children when they go to school proud of who they are? And
Forget
Right.
about proudness.
no, I'm saying,
Forget
but,
about this.
but like
It's always to build your tools, to build your tools, to build your kids, to become mature at bar mitzvah. It's the purpose. This is the old obsession. This is my obsession should be yours. My kids have to be mature at 13. If it's 14, Baruch Hashem, but I missed something.
yeah.
Nice. It's 2 months, so you don't understand anything. I'm still good, but still, I see that sometimes il a des. Comme tu disais, l'enfant, il est très. C'est un Yetzer Hara. Et je vois. Et il prend comme ça. Et je vois que-
Yeah. No, you're saying there is a
Mais
love
si
in
je le
this
laisse,
house, but you have to
après, il
train
va
them.
croire que
No,
non. Mais c'est vraiment un combat.
the difference between
Il se laisse pas faire.
having kids because you want that love relationship and between
Mais lui, il essaie
having kids and
d'expliquer comment il a
understanding
grandi.
if the kids
So for what I'm hearing, everything has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Like, so they can learn.
I think that's what Rabbi Akiva is telling you.
Yeah.
It depends how you define education, what you do. So finish what you were saying.
the same basically the difference because basically from what I understand the basic concept not philosophy, basic idea that I think is saying is the difference between people having kids because they want someone to love and someone to love back, right? As opposed to having a child as understanding Hashem gave you that child to train, right? So that they're a mature, righteous, and responsible member of society. Because all these crazy people, these psychopaths, all these, it's because they had something wrong in the house. When you understand, look, if I don't train this kid, he might end up becoming a psychopath or serial killer or who knows. Like it's a very extreme, but I'm just
It's
saying,
true.
right? That if you understand, it's like what my mom always said to me. Sure, his mom said, and his father and his brother, they said, look, kid, I'm your mother. I'm not your friend. I'm not here for you to love me. I don't care. Hate me. I don't care. I'm here. No, but the reason why she says you can hate me because she understand I was too immature as a kid to see what she was doing and to see the tremendous amount of love she had in training me that way. She always said, I'm here to make you into a man.
Yes.
Now, if you're too immature at this point in your life and you hate me, I'm fine. But one day you're going to think, you know how many times I've thanked her?
Yeah.
I hated my mom's guts. I never said it because I knew I would get like a slap, but when she would turn her back and she would go far between the siblings, I hate mom so much. We'd always talk bad about her behind her back, right? Again, we were children, we were immature. But every one of my siblings today loves her and appreciates her tremendously. And I remember once my mom even saying to me once, was years after. I must have been 18. Teacher said, oh, when you were a kid, they used to beat you. You know what I used to do? I used to beat you and go into another room and cry. Why? Because she didn't want to do it, but she understood, look, I need to do it to train him. It's just to me, from what that's what I understood. I think that's what it's just the difference between having a child for selfish reasons because you want them to love you and blah blah blah, and instead Hashem gave me the soul. It's not my. It's not no. Hashem
have his own.
Yeah, it has his own.
His own
Hashem gave me the soul. I'm responsible for creating for educating a responsible, productive, righteous member of society. And it's just that most people today, they have kids because they want someone to love them.
Love them.
To love them back.
And I can tell you, African parents, they are fast on one thing: to see if the child is going wrong. They check. They look the way he talks, the way he look at people, and they will not wait. Say, because your kid is not good. It's like something in our culture that we don't wait at 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have no problem with that. You know what? Hey, you are a bandit? We say, you start like this. Yeah, because we see the small behaviors.
And how do you, because if I know a lot of people that like their parents are very, very strict and they're fried out. I know a lot of people like that.
It's not being strict.
Okay.
It's to have authority.
Yeah.
It's different. Strict is like a send policeman to beat every people make strike outside. Authority, no one goes out.
Exactly.
It's not different.
I love my Abba. It was always so cool with me, but I was afraid. But you saw my Abba. It's been hard to say something. I knew that, like you say, coming home at 3 o'clock, no way. Never.
Yeah.
I never even tried.
If I understand correctly, you have your boundary. If the kid's in the boundary, you give them a lot of love. Once they
No, I don't need him to be in my boundaries to give me a lot of love. I just need to understand that I'm here to make of him the responsible man who can be supportive for the Torah for the next generation.
Yeah.
The others, I don't care. I don't care him to love me or not. I don't care. It can seem to be strange to you, but I don't care. I don't want my kid to say, he's a good father. I don't care. I just want him to say after 120, good job. Finish. So when sometimes we go to school meeting with parents, no, you have to say, if there's a problem, tell me. But my kids are not to talk to them. When the school wants to manage the problem with my kids, they try to do it from the corner of love. I say, with them, you don't do that, you call me. I know how to talk to them to understand that my purpose is not you to appreciate me, because if I want to do that, I will be fake in my tools. My purpose is you to understand every single second of your life that I'm the guardian. If you make something wrong, you will go back in the righteous places. Nothing. That's why I can see my kid when I come back. Come.
Yeah. But you see, it's not strictness because they love to be around.
Yeah.
You see how they are, but they just know that in a way that it's a kind of fearful
They
respect.
know their place. They know their place.
Just
So if you're in their place, I'm not trying to make a controlling way. I'm not trying to say, but if you do whatever, have fun, do whatever, but they're gvulot.
Exactly. For example, one topic very simple. My dad was like this. You can play like you want, but don't make noise. You can play in silence. You don't need to start to scream, to jump. If it's something, this is one thing I keep. So when they're playing, play. But why make noise? This means that they are not paying attention on what's happening around them.
Yeah.
They don't pay attention on what is this adult saying or this situation happening. And this is dangerous because this builds selfishness. Be careful. Pay attention to what's happening around you. Other people are talking, doing things. Why you start to scream?
And what about friends? Like friends, are you, because your sons are getting older, would you bring friends to the house?
No friend at all. For two reasons. First, because I don't want any single thing to happen in my house and say, the black family did something to our kids. I don't want anything. No one come, they don't go. You have to meet, you have school for that. Play at school. After you come back home, it's finished. All these things we share, kids, go there. When they send to me, my kid want to come to your place. Why? You don't have a house. Stay, play. They will be tomorrow. We spend 6 hours every day together. It's enough.
What about after bar mitzvah?
Same thing.
What's the second? One that was a family and the other one was what? So there's two purposes.
Yeah, the family, what?
You don't want
You didn't say the second one.
No, I said the second thing is like this. I don't send them to people's house also. Why? Because they meet at school, it's enough.
So what age can they have, like, go out with friends or?
They know, from my experience, in all your life, if you're very, very lucky, you can have 6, 7 friends.
Yeah.
So until 120, you have time to find the 6, 7. Don't think that cave moments, it's friendship. Well, when even I talk with the last one, I say, not the last one, the first one, I say, okay, so why you don't give this Michelin Manot to this kid? I don't say any names. Say no, because I noticed that when I'm playing with him, he's not playing calmness. He's trying to make strength because you know that I cannot beat him back. So it's not a friend. So I asked him, what is a friend? It's not a friend, someone that can be calm. He's helping me, I'm helping him. There's nothing wrong. He's 5 years old. I understood. Not everybody is your friend. And you don't need friends to find with your friends something you feel that is missing between the relationship between you and me. Something like that. Because my parents are so boring, I will have friends like this, my life will be more happy. Friends. No, we had friends, right? How many friends are today?
Hey.
0.
But that's one if you look.
The friendship is built with the limud. If you study with people and you see that, how is it the good friendship? Because there's no interest. You related not because this one has PlayStation, or this one has a nice house, this one has
PlayStation. The guy have a pool.
Yeah, we have a pool. You're related because you want to share the same idea of life. I need that friendship. You sometimes you can say you can see it here. Sometimes it's boiling, sometimes it's fighting. But at the end of the day, when twins comes, we are one. This is friendship.
And have your kids asked you, can they go to another place?
They even don't try to ask. They knows. They try, we go to the mom and say, and she look at me. I say, what? After the kid said, no, nothing.
No, family, they can go to family.
Yeah, family. L'héritage familial, the tribu.
Yeah, the tribe.
Yeah, it's a big.
So you let them go to your sister's place and.
I mean, she had this work. She doesn't make her work properly. If she needs me to correct the little niece, I correct, no problem. It's not about sharing. I don't remember that these things of we got to see the cousins.
No?
No,
No,
the tonton comes at home. But not this all these things that you have in Judaism that you have to meet between cousins when they are kids to grow up together. I don't remember that this was like a purpose. They are here. We are not obliged, but we know. We're same blood. So when they connect, okay, no problem. Like we grew up together every time. And the people try to force something. Yeah, the cousin together, sharing family moment. What's happened between cousins? We all know what's happened between cousins. See?
The only time I went to people's houses is when my mom didn't know.
Yeah.
She never knew.
Yeah.
And if I went to someone's house and she, where was it? I always had like a lie. No, I went to the store because I knew if I said I went to the person's house.
You're right.
Why?
I remember one day, you know, when you're in adulte, quand tu dis collège, juste après après
High school, university.
Non. Tu vois, quand tu as entre 11 ans et 15 ans. Tu sais, tu as l'école primaire. Après
middle school.
Voilà.
Yeah.
Middle school, you start to grow up a little bit, right? So sometimes you have teacher are not here because they are sick and so on. So instead of finishing at 4 or at 5, you finish at 2. And you have that guy, come home. You're gonna chill. So what do? You go. One day I did that. But my mother had the good idea to come to pick me. To say, because she said, I know that on Friday he finished at 4. So now I come back home. She understood. How was the afternoon? That's good. You say, you're at school? I said, yeah, we just finished like usual at 4.
Why? Boom.
I said, but I want to pick you at 4.
Let's go on those figures. Start to sweat.
No, I was in a different class.
He said, well, go pick up my belt there. Pick with the belt.
But like I grew up, I wasn't allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to everything exact same. I used to hate it. And I felt like left out.
It's not.
I used to feel like left out.
It's different because you're talking about not being allowed. I'm telling you about you don't need. It's different. It's meaning that when I say you don't need, I'm giving you something which is more useful for you and you will see it. If you see with my kids, when there are a lot of people, they are not comfortable. They don't like people to play with them, to touch them. They are just trust father, mother, and brothers. They don't want to, when there are a lot of people, they don't want to share. Why? Because they see how peaceful, how happy is the family.
Okay. Since the Bible you created, huh?
Yes. It's not about saying it's not allowed. It's not saying you know and you will see that something given to you will be better. And sometimes it's even they experience it by themselves.
I don't mean to be whatever, but you should write a book about this or something.
I don't write any books.
No, but I'm saying it's very important because because the law of the generation is lost because what you're talking is fundamentals. And a lot of Africans, when they come to Australia or they get a lot of like B'nai Menashe, Africa. They all get lost because what they learn back home gets really lost.
Yes. But
and Judaism is getting lost because of all this.
I think book is not a solution because people will not have the dynamic of what you're explaining. The best is to share with the people who are in front of you. Like now, what we exchange, it's there's no comparison with a book.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we have the dynamic. You see my face, you see my eyes, you see how I get my examples, and you have the details you see. Like I said, purpose is not to say it's forbidden, or you're not allowed. Probably say, you as a parent, you have to be able to build something which will show to your kids now. I love being home with my parents because this is the purpose. Like this, you help them to be people who will not be mitayel to you. And also, we remember some of kids why they go to people's house because it's good there.
Yeah,
always
watching TV,
candies,
watching
chocolate.
TV.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to watch TV, so I used to go to people's places and watch TV.
Where you were not allowed to watch TV?
My father's Iraqi, man.
He's African.
No, I grew up everything.
Yeah.
Back in Essex, my father used to go get the lollies, and he used to give it to everyone.
What he would give to other people, not give to you?
No, I was allowed to go to camps, everything, all these kids, the same thing.
Was protected.
let's finish.
No,
Okay.
My nana, blessed memory, used to always say,
Yeah.
children should be seen and not heard. Like you said, Father. So
Yeah.
children should be seen and not heard. Want to play out loud? Go outside. I don't let me hear you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can go, but if you're here, go play.
What about in the Bet Knesset? Are they allowed to play or?
הלכה זה אסור. Go to the תימני בית כנסת. Kids, silent. If you want to talk,
Yeah, but what happens? They love coming to the place.
no, the purpose is not to be stressed about the fact that they have to love Torah. If you conceive them properly with Kedusha, your kid will never hate the Torah, Chas v'Shalom. We have to be careful about one thing, is not using the Torah like punishment.
Yeah.
It's like, you was a bad kid this week, you go to the Beit Knesset with your father. It's happened also. This is more what is problematic. But the fact of connecting to the Beit Knesset, you do it by giving to them the behavior, the talk, the logicality between what, because for example, my kids know that I'm teaching. So they check also how I am at home. They are not, they know, they see, so what's happened? Like this happened this Shabbat. One of my kids told to my wife, no, Father is more turning than you, because that's why we're going after him. He understand, because he's seeing. I'm not here, I'm not screaming on anybody. I try always to be fair. When there are fight among them, they sit, we see what they make change, and after, because I'm the judge, okay, you're right, you give this back. They know. So for them, who is the mood of the tzaddik is the father. So they will never say something against me because they understand, because Hashem is with him. A kid say that to his mom at 7 years old. You get it. Just let it be.
You wouldn't even come onto the problem of misbehaving at shul.
Yes.
You wouldn't have that problem. The problem of misbehaving at shul is just a reflection of misbehaving at home.
Yes.
Kid who can't sit with his father and be nice.
Then most kids don't do it. Most people can't. And
You already said why, because most people are lost. But if he has the structure, the relationship won't. It's a true relationship.
Yeah.
So they won't change when they go with their kids. They'll still understand that when I'm next to my father, he's the king, and I have to be the prince, and this and that, and I'll be okay. No need to act out. The acting out is for a different reason, because the father has no control. Period. Or
Yes.
the father has his issues, whatever it is.
So in the previous life, when your father when he's in a good mood, bring you to church, you will not move. You will not move. You sit. Even if you know that you ate it, your soul ate it, you're gonna sleep. But even him at the end has pity for you. You see that you are like, you're okay like yourself. Okay, go outside. Go get a bit. Drink some butter. You got, but you're calm. C'est ça. Après, il dit, so he said, Yaldut. So the levush, the clothes, it's youth. Ve'omer, yetibecha libecha be'achotecha. So say, take what your heart tell you to take. Do what your heart tells you to do. Fais ce que ton cœur te dit de faire. What is that? This is oneg achila. This is when you love food and drink. C'est quand tu aimes le manger, le boire. Mettez elle enlève, because it's good for the good, for the heart. It's I want. וכן הוא אומר, ויאכל בועז וישתאה ויתאהב ליבו. That's why it's written, and Boaz ate something, and he was very good in his heart. ואומר, ואלער בדרכי ליבך, and go in the ways and in the path of your heart. Va dans les chemins de ton cœur. And take what your eyes are bringing you to see. He said, Ze onek tiyul. This is the pleasure of the tiyul. She mitaneg Adam belachto'o lebet labait mera'av o letayel al penesadot ve'kramim. So c'est because l'homme il va aller se promener, il va apprécier ce qu'il va voir, il va profiter de la vue de ce qui va être autour de lui, because the man will go, we appreciate what his eyes will be able to see, going to the field, going to the Grammy. או לראות איזה מראה חידוש של מין הנמצאים בעולם. To find what's new in the world. trouver ce qu'il y a dans le monde. He said, שעדיין לא ראית, but you never saw, you didn't see it yet. ולזה אמר, ולר בדרכי ליברציה. Say, go in the path. Because the path is the tzil. So basically, conclusion, sorry for the time, it's said like this. The teshuvah before Nisan will be built on two aspects. The first one, understand that it's not about tumat met, everything you have done before Chas v'Shalom Nisan. It's about tumat nida, like said Haftara, Parah. C'est tumat nida meaning Hashem, don't remove His presence from you. Shechina stand. Like the Kohen Gadol can be in a room where women are nida. But tumat met can even not enter in the place. Mais la tumat la ne peut même pas rentrer. And this teshuvah, to be able to feel it and to make it happen, you have to focus on three things, which are basically a fence between you and the teshuvah. Tiyul, malbouche, ve'ochel avachila. Attention au tiyul, aux habits et au manger au boire, because this is what prevents you to move forward in that teshuvah before Nisan. Ce qui t'empêche de ça, c'est tu vas avoir Nisan. Why? Because normally in a normal season, for him, it's already good days. It's very, you start to, okay, let's plan something to go up north, Tiberia, Tzfat, you try to move. And the climates of the spring bring you to be less careful about this future. Et il faut faire attention parce qu'en fait, c'est le printemps qui amène cette légèreté et qui empêche en fait de se concentrer sur le travail de teshuvah à faire avant Nissan. Avec qui va?
Tu passes en fait cette semaine jusqu'à avant.
Il y a deux phases. Il y a, like he said, the first phase of teshuvah, he said, all this week before Rosh Chodesh Nissan till Erev Pesach. And from Pesach, basically, we're going to give legs to our teshuvah we have done with the Shirat HaOmer. And after, when you have Shavuot, year is.
Are there any particular masses for these things? Is there a fast schedule of Nissan, or is there?
No,
by clothes,
Dafka, all the halachot from now till Pesach, they help for that. All the stopping to say vidui, all the cleaning of the house, cleaning of the Beit Midrash, new clothes, change, renew, this looks, chasing the chametz, all the bio chametz, all the what we do also, all the lecture of the prince, you know, the first 12th day of Nisan. All this, they help to give you enough strength and power to let this teshuvah standing. So it's all this period because Pesach is like it's everything. It's, yeah. Baruch Adonai, amen, amen. Toda Rabba for a discussion, Rabbi Ari. It was it gave life to the limud. By Rabbi Elazar, I know it's early in America now. Enjoy your sleep.
Yes,
baby.
it is, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Rabbi Elisheva.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Bye-bye. Avec plaisir.
Merci, Rav.
Bye-bye.